Heroes and Villains. I'm Eric Esquivel, and this is
Arnie Bermudez.
And today we're discussing Flashpoint. Ooh, super good. The new DC event that's coming out. Arnie, what's the premise of Flashpoint?
The premise of Flashpoint is basically Barry Allen, who is the current Flash, wakes up one day and his world is turned upside down, and everything that should be isn't. All the villains are good. All the heroes, well, some of the heroes are villains, and the most important thing, his motivation for being the Flash and fighting crime is pretty much null and void since his mother is now alive, where previously that's why he would fight crime, is because of his mother's unsolved death.
Yeah, it's super trippy. It's like he's fighting the Reverse Flash. It's kind of like his Joker, his Lex Luthor. It's his arch nemesis. The Reverse Flash, he also goes by the name Zoom. He's a time traveler.
Right.
And he's going back in time, and he's not just like, he's not killing the Flash, he's just taking him apart and taking everything that makes him special and like disrupting it. The Justice League, he messed up them, the Flash's friends. Bruce Wayne is now dead in this universe, which like super bummed me out.
But Batman isn't.
Yeah, it's his dad now. So Zoom went back in time and moved the gun over like 3 inches. So Bruce Wayne died and Martha Wayne died, but Thomas Wayne survived. Now there's like this grisly old crazy murderer Batman.
Punisher Batman.
It's a really dark world, yeah.
Yeah.
Which for DC is pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of what sucked me in a little bit was the whole Batman mythos, because the story starts out where there's these factions of super people. I don't want to say superheroes because not all of them are heroes.
Yeah, some of them are jerks.
Yes, and there's a faction that wants to get Batman to fight on their side, and Batman is kind of not going along with it. But that faction was led by the third stringer Cyborg.
Yeah, from the Teen Titans
Yeah.
and Smallville, who's like D-list, and now he's the Superman of this world. Because in this universe, Superman was never found by Ma and Pa Kent. He's like he's underground being dissected by like scientists.
Right.
Yeah, it's so sad. The whole universe is like really kind of dark and twisted for DC.
Yeah, everything's been turned around. Aquaman and Wonder Woman are at war. Wonder Woman now owns Europe.
And she's castrating all of the men in England.
Yep.
Which was pretty awesome.
And Aquaman is, the ruler of the undersea realm. But I guess they were going to get married at one point. They had a fallout.
Yeah.
There was a divorce or something. And now they're at war with each other.
There's kind of this like subtextual joke in it, but like Aquaman's always kind of like the lame guy of DC. And now in Flashpoint, he's like this like
important.
He's this like Hitler character where like everyone's fighting against him. He's like he's declaring war against the surface of the world, and like he's this giant Darth Vader enemy.
He's kind of like Namor.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's going on, and Cyborg, while he's in America on land, he wants to get a faction of heroes or super people together.
There's no Justice League or
right,
anything.
to be able to kind of keep these guys at bay and protect his world. And so they're trying to get Batman on board, who is now Thomas Wayne, and he's not really having it.
It's not just like in the current day. It's the Frankenstein book. It's also kind of like a spin-off where Frankenstein like fought in the war, and like so Frankenstein's monster is also like one of the A-list level like characters in this book. It's really good.
Captain Cold is now called Citizen Cold.
Who's like an evil villain.
Yeah, and he's really important now.
Yeah.
Where before he was just kind of a knockoff of Mr. Freeze for
Yeah.
Flash to fight.
The poor man's Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, and now he's very important. He's actually kind of taken the Flash's role in protecting was it Central City?
Yeah.
Or Keystone City.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, so he's the important hero.
He still has that like Superfly like FUBU coat that he wears. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, it's written by Jeff Johns, who's the producer on the Green Lantern movie. There's a lot of the great DC books that have come out recently, like Blackest Night, were written by Jeff Johns. It's amazing. And his whole theme for DC is there's no such thing as fate. And that's really evident in this book, where the first line of the book is, some things happen by chance, and some things happen because we make them happen. So like Batman wasn't destined to be Batman, Superman wasn't destined to be Superman. People just like will things into existence in DC. They're not meant for anything. They aren't born with like mutant powers. They just become who they are because they want to be that way. That's a pretty powerful metaphor.
Yeah, if you live in the comic book world. No, but so Flashpoint is a good series overall. It's got its ups and its downs. At the moment, we don't know exactly where this is all heading, but the most important thing that we do know is that this is a prequel to the reboot.
Which is in like USA Today, and
Yeah.
people are flipping their lids about it.
That's going to come
good.
this fall, I believe.
Yeah. At issue of 5, and that ends from Flashpoint, the whole DC universe resets.
Yes.
So back from scratch. So there's this. We're gonna be in the first year of superheroes. No one knows who Batman is yet. No one knows who Superman is yet. There's no Justice League.
right?
Everything starts over from scratch.
Their origins are going to be retold,
Clark and Lois aren't
modernized.
married. Yeah.
And the most important thing is that Superman no longer has the red undies, and he's gotten a whole costume revamp. So he
That is most important. You're correct.
he looks very very modern. Well, it's important because his costume hasn't gotten revamped since 1938.
Yeah.
So it's important to me.
And in the 30s, they used to wear underwear outside their underwear pants. That was very common.
And how many people used to dress up as a little kid with their underwear outside their pants and a towel tied around their neck?
I did this morning, honestly. I'm not going to front on you.
Well, you can't do it anymore because he doesn't wear those outside his pants.
Says you. This is America, so
It's all about going commando now.
like Captain America,
Okay.
which will be Marvel next time. Well, thanks for sitting with us. This has been another installment of Talking Comics with Heroes and Villains.
Thank you very much.
And we'll see you next week.